Thank you. You're only being nice. You're being nice. So I bet you everybody in the room has somebody in their lives that I'm going to take this harness off. I'll finish that sentence. Everybody in the room has somebody in their lives. And you know that kind of person where they just can't see the way out of their problems, and you can, and everybody else around them can see the way out. And all they need is just a little nudge. And sometimes, at the title of this song says, it's just about pushing an open door, but they can't see that. So, this is a song I wrote about somebody close to me who was facing that situation, happily out of that situation. And everything I'm doing is on Spotify, by the way, so bend that credit card or whatever kind of card you have. Sorry about that. There you go, mate. Apologies. Winter's moonlight there's never been. You're not paints the crazy scene. He wants danger in the cold, cold night. All the things that will make it right. Braver than the truth I tell, stronger than the oldest spell. Two roads waiting and I know the pair, loose talking on the midnight air. Press forever on an open door. That's what open doors are for. Caught in anger needs a war to win. I just feel his pain. Speaks a language that I do not know. In the silence love can come and go. There's a watchtower on a distant hill. The keeper of the world can see him, forever pushing on that open door. That's what open doors are for. Caught in anger needs a war to win. I just feel his pain. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Winter's moonlight it's never been. Young art paints a crazy scene. He wants danger in the cold, cold night. All the things that will make it right. Press forever on an open door. That's what open doors are for. Caught in anger needs a war to win. I just feel his pain. Woo! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Are you up for a Dublin story, or do you want another navel-gazing singer-songwriter song? Any votes? Dublin Story, alright. Alright. Well, this is a song I released last week, but you have to use your imagination. It has to be a concertina player right beside me here, and a bodhrán player here, and a guy on a bouzouki that we all know and love, John Reinhardt, but he's not here. So, if you have 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you a story. About a mile down the river, anybody from Dublin will know what I'm going to talk about, but if you're not from Dublin, about a mile down the river in a place called Ringsend in the 17th century, that's where the port of Dublin was. And in 1695, you're not going to fall asleep now, eh? In 1695, a ship called the Ouzel Galley left from Ringsend, which is where the port was. And the idea was they were going to go off to a place called Smyrna in Turkey. That's Izmir to you and me nowadays, right? And they were going to go, 37 crew, 2 officers and a captain, a guy called Owen Massey from Waterford. And they're going to make fortunes for everybody and bring back spices and silks from Turkey. But 6 months passed, and a year passed, and 3 years passed, and the ship never showed up. So it was declared lost, and there was hearts broken and children crying and everything, right? And the insurance was paid out, because even then there was insurance. And that was not fine, it was very sad and morose and everything. But in 1700, in Ringsend, all of a sudden the little kiddies were saying, "Mommy, I think Daddy's home," because the ship was coming back up the river again after 5 years. And so there was mayhem, and there's a great story behind it, and nobody quite knows what happened, except that the crew and the sailor said that they had been taken prisoner by pirates, and that they were made slaves for 5 years, and that they finally found a chance and broke free. But they were all in pretty good shape, and the ship was full of stuff. So go figure, what were they doing for 5 years? So I wrote this song about it. It's called The Tale of the Ouzel Galley. And as I said, I'm trying to pretend there's a concertina and a bodhrán and a bouzouki. Tommy, will you hum a concertina sound there? In the year of 1695, out of Dublin town, they sailed the Ouzel Galley. For Smyrna she was bound, and the captain's name was Massey, a mariner supreme. He had 37 crewmen, and the officers were 3. He had 37 crewmen, the officers were 3. I'm going to do a written test on that chorus at the end now. You all have to sing it. The people came and said goodbye to Clonagh and all, but they'd be home right soon enough with treasures big and small. For Smyrna it was bountiful beyond their wildest dreams. With Captain Massey in command they had a winning team. With Captain Massey in command they had a winning team. In the year of 1695, out of Dublin town, they sailed the Ouzel Galley. For Smyrna she was bound, and the captain's name was Massey, a mariner supreme. He had 37 crewmen, the officers were 3. He had 37 crewmen, the officers were 3. Concertina, right now, right. The weeks went by and the months went by, and soon it was a year. No sign of the Ouzel Galley, oh, and joy had turned to fear. Oh, where were the gallant heroes who sailed away in song? A second year, a third went by, and all the hopes were gone. And so it was decided the ship was lost at sea, and the famous Ouzel Galley crew never more they'd see. And many a heart was broken, and many a tear did fall, lamenting for the crewmen, the officers and all. They were lamenting for the crewmen, the officers and all. 'Cause in the year of 1695, out of Dublin town, they sailed the Ouzel Galley, oh, for Smyrna she was bound. And the captain's name was Massey, a mariner supreme. He had 37 crewmen, the officers were 3. He had 37 crewmen, and the officers were 3. I wonder what happened now, right? And so it was, the 2 years passed, and now the years were 5, when up the river Liffey came our gallant crew alive. On board the Ouzel Galley The sailors had come home with riches in the hold below and stories to be told. Oh, the tale of corsair pirates who held them all in chains. To crew the Ouzel Galley boys, slavery the game. They told of breaking free one night and heading home for home. Some did believe them, many a one said no. There were some who did believe them, many a one said no, no, no. In the year of 1695, out of Dublin town, they sailed the Ouzel Galley, for Smyrna she was bound. And the captain's name was Massey, a mariner supreme. He had 37 crewmen and the officers were 3. In the year of 1695, out of Dublin town, they sailed the Ouzel Galley, for Smyrna she was bound. And the captain's name was Massey, a mariner supreme. He had 37 crewmen, the officers were 3. He had 37 crewmen, and the officers were 3. Thank you for listening.